Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Mark, and today I'm going to go over the file for this windmill design. First, we'll talk about the overall picture of it, and then I'll tell you how all the pieces go together. So let's zoom in here first for a minute. This is what it can look like. And of course, you can make it out of whatever material you prefer, and you can paint it however you want. I used 1/4" MDF, and I painted it. But of course, you can use any kind of wood, acrylic, or mix that all together. It's up to you. Couple things I want to point out is that it has a double base because I like the kind of tiered look. And you're going to want to make sure that, of course, you're going to measure your material with your calipers and you're going to edit the slots in those two bases to match your materials. And then you also, if you're going to choose to use material that is significantly thinner than what I used, you're going to want to also edit the tab, which is right here, the tab on the bottom of the windmill itself. Because, for example, if you use 1/8 inch instead of 1/4, this tab is going to be too long. So you're going to need to shorten that tab to match whatever material you're going to use. Also, if you decide to use a single base instead of a double, again, you're going to need to shorten that tab. I can't know what your material thickness is, so I really can't do that for you ahead of time. So that's going to be something that you're going to need to do. But other than that, this is really easy to make. And of course, I've got tons of tutorials that show you how to change slot sizes if you need that. All right, one more thing before we jump in. I've got this set up in the file as being a one sheet project. In other words, a sheet of 11 by 19 material is going to be able to make all of the parts here, which is really cool. But you can also select all the pieces together and resize it to pretty much whatever you want, bigger, or if you go smaller, you might want to be careful about some of the small pieces, but you can pretty much make this whatever size you want. So let me go over a couple of details here. First of all, the red lines are score. And there's also some lines right here that are score as well. The score lines here on the windmill itself are to show you where to put the blades of the fan, or I think that's what they're called, blades, right? So for example, you're going to take as you glue them together, you're going to take a fan blade here and you're going to put it in between or right on top of these score lines to show you where this goes. So for example, this one would go right about here. Of course, this is a lot harder to do on the computer screen than it is in your hand, but you will line it up right about like that and make the lines pretty much cover or align with the side of the piece, and that way you'll know that you're in the right place. Then when you work your way all the way around, they'll look really good. You just want to make sure that these ends here end about the same place so that this is a nice round circle. You'll see, of course, right away that the lines here are spaced so that it'll fit the fan blade. Obviously, this one's not going to fit between these two because that's not where it goes. It goes right here in the larger space. You just glue them all the way around like that. I'll put this back for a minute. One more thing I'll point out. You'll see it in the overview video, so I hope you watch that as well. There's one more fan blade than you need because you're going to use one of them to help you space the text while it dries. Let me show you how this all goes together, and we'll talk about that too. So first of all, you've got your two bases here. One's a little larger than the other. Whoops, sorry. One's a little larger than the other, and they go on top of each other just like this to give that tiered step look. And of course, you're going to, again, edit these slots to meet your material thickness. So I'll go ahead and put that back over there. And then everything else just stacks on top of each other. So you put all the fan blades around the circle there with the score lines. Make sure you do not cut the red. You got to score that. Okay, you'll be sad if you do it the other way. And then these two hills, they just go over top of each other. And you can put one like this here. And then the other one, let me turn this one here. You'll see that also again in the assembly video as well. Put it about right here. And they just overlap each other like that, like you'll see in the picture. And then the text goes on top of that, right like this. And I just align the text with the bottom of the windmill, so about like this. Now, right here, you'll see, of course, in the picture, you'll see that this front lower hill sticks out further than the one in the back. And so what I want you to do is use that one extra fan blade and just put it right under these letters because it's the same thickness as the other hill. And then that way, when you glue it on there, it'll be able to support itself while it dries, okay? Then you've got the exclamation point, which is right here. I'll flip that around. About like that. And that one will glue right there. Okay, just like that you see in the picture there. Then all you got left is the sun. The sun goes underneath everything, and it kind of doesn't matter where you want to put it. So you can put it up here, you can put it down here, whatever appeals to you in that way. So it goes underneath everything. And make sure again that you score these lines right here. Do not cut those, okay? That's just kind of giving some definition to the rays of the sun. Then the last piece you have is the center red circle, which goes right there. And that's all it takes to assemble this. And again, you can resize it to whatever you want. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'd love to see what you guys make. Have a great time with it.